From the rhythm of samba to the explosion of color during carnival, Brazil is where beauty meets energy. Brazilian women are known worldwide for their striking looks, a blend shaped by centuries of mixed heritage. African, indigenous, Portuguese, and even Japanese roots have created a country where no one look defines beauty. And that's exactly what makes it so captivating. You'll see sharp cheekbones paired with deep brown eyes or golden skin and tightly curled hair next to someone with freckles and straight black hair. The variety is endless. Brazilian women don't just look beautiful, they move beautifully. It's in the way they walk, laugh, dance. Confidence radiates from them, especially in cities like Rio de Janeiro and Salvador, where beach life encourages self-expression. And it's not just about revealing clothes or perfect bodies, it's about joy. There's a carefree honesty to how Brazilian women present themselves, a raw comfort in their own skin. In global beauty contests, Brazil is always a top contender, and it's no accident. Many girls start modeling early with strong local support for grooming talent. Next we move from samba beats to ancient temples, from tropical beaches to Himalayan peaks, and we land in a country that redefines what beauty means entirely. When it comes to beauty with style, no country is mentioned more often than France. French women have something special about them, a kind of effortless charm that seems impossible to copy. It's not just about looks, it's the whole vibe. There's a reason why Paris is the fashion capital of the world, and it's not just because of designer runways. It's because of the women walking the real streets every day. French beauty is natural but never lazy. It's soft lipstick, undone hair that somehow looks perfect, and skin that glows without layers of makeup. These women don't try to look like anyone else, they just know how to highlight what's already there. And that quiet confidence? That's the real secret. Whether they're in a cafe sipping espresso or biking along the Seine, there's a cool grace to how they carry themselves. What makes them stand out is balance. French women know how to mix elegance and edge, tradition and rebellion. One day it's a vintage trench coat, the next it's leather boots and bold eyeliner, and they always pull it off. This isn't about chasing trends, in fact most French women ignore them. Instead, they stick to what suits them. They grow up learning that fashion is more than clothes. It's how you hold your head up. This mindset turns even a walk to the bakery into a runway moment. In popular culture, French beauty is everywhere. From the timeless class of Brigitte Bardot to the mysterious charm in Emily in Paris, the world is still hooked on the French feminine aesthetic. But here's the thing. This look can't be bottled or bought. It's about how they live, how they speak, how they move. Beauty in France is more than appearance, it's part of the culture. India isn't one country, it's a continent of cultures packed into one place, and the beauty of Indian women reflects this overwhelming diversity. From the snow-dusted mountains of the north to the palm-fringed coasts of the south, Indian women are as varied as the languages they speak. Big expressive eyes, rich brown skin tones, glossy black hair. There's a quiet strength in their features and a deep connection to tradition. Walk through Mumbai and you'll see the Bollywood version, glamorous, poised, stunning. But in Rajasthan, you'll find desert queens with silver jewelry and bright saris, their eyes lined with kohl and centuries of storytelling. In the northeast, women carry East Asian influences, while in Tamil Nadu, long braids and jasmine flowers speak of a southern grace. Beauty here wears many faces, and every one of them tells a different story. What makes Indian beauty so fascinating is the spiritual element. There's often a mix of modern independence and age-old rituals. Henna on the hands, bindis between the brows, gold threading through dark hair, everything carries meaning. And the way Indian women embrace both tradition and modernity makes them truly unforgettable. From Rio's parades to Rajasthan's palaces, beauty travels across continents in surprising forms. And now, let's head to the Balkans, where power and poise come wrapped in fierce charm. In the heart of the Balkans, Serbia stands out, and so do its women. There's a certain intensity in Serbian beauty that's hard to describe but impossible to ignore. These women carry themselves with purpose, often tall, athletic, with sharp eyes and a strong jawline. It's not the kind of beauty that whispers, it looks you straight in the eye. There's attitude, there's fire, and there's confidence in every step. What gives Serbian women their striking looks is a mix of Slavic roots and Mediterranean influence. This creates a blend of pale skin, deep-set eyes, dark hair, and bold features. Many Serbian women look like they just stepped off the set of a historical epic, proud, unbothered, and unforgettable. Whether walking through Belgrade or a small town in the countryside, there's always a boldness in how they dress, speak, and carry themselves. In pop culture, Serbian beauty has started to catch the world's attention. Actresses, models, and influencers from the region are making waves across Europe and beyond, and even in sports, Serbian women often dominate not just with talent but with striking presence. Their beauty doesn't try to please, it holds its ground. That alone is magnetic. What really makes Serbian women stand out is their mix of elegance and edge. They can be soft-spoken or outspoken, either way, they make you remember them. In a world of polished, filtered beauty, Serbia gives you the real thing. And that raw authenticity, it's something the world's finally catching up to. Thailand's beauty is warm, graceful, and quietly captivating. Thai women are often described as having a softness that draws you in. Gentle eyes, delicate smiles, and movements that seem almost choreographed. But it's more than appearance. There's a calm confidence, a deep sense of poise rooted in the country's traditions that makes their beauty feel timeless. One look at traditional Thai dance or temple festivals and it's easy to see where this elegance comes from. Thai culture places high value on balance, harmony, and grace. And women reflect this in how they dress, walk, and speak. Their features are often described as refined: high cheekbones, almond-shaped eyes, smooth tan skin, a look that blends tropical charm with centuries-old elegance. In Thai society, humility is respected, and that often shows in how women carry themselves. Never loud, never forced, just naturally captivating. Modern Thai beauty is also embracing change. From beauty queens winning global titles to influencers redefining style, Thai women are stepping onto the world stage, but always with a trace of that traditional charm. Whether they're working in Bangkok's buzzing fashion scene or part of small-town festivals in the north, they reflect a culture that values beauty not only in how you look, but in how you make others feel. When it comes to beauty pageants, no country dominates quite like Venezuela. This South American nation has produced more Miss Universe winners than almost any other. And it's no accident. Venezuelan women are famous for their polished, powerful looks, but even more for their presence. High cheekbones, long legs, flawless posture. It's a country where beauty is taken seriously, almost like a sport. In Venezuela, girls don't just grow up dreaming of becoming queens, they train to be. Pageant schools are a real thing here, and they teach everything from posing and walking to answering questions with grace. The level of dedication is intense. It's not unusual for women to spend months, even years, preparing for national competitions. The results? Stunning. Women like Diana Mendoza and Gabriela Isler didn't just win crowns, they made the world pay attention. But beyond the stage lights, everyday beauty is just as striking. Whether you're walking through the markets of Caracas or the beach towns along the Caribbean coast, you'll find women with an effortless mix of glamour and fire. There's a strong Latin rhythm in how they move, speak, and dress. Bold but elegant, passionate but poised. What sets Venezuelan beauty apart is confidence. These women don't just look amazing, they know they do. And that certainty, that comfort in their own skin, shines through. Whether crowned or not, they carry themselves like royalty. In a country where pageants are national events, beauty has become a tradition. One passed down, perfected, and proudly shown to the world. South Korea has completely transformed the global beauty scene, and its women are at the center of it all. With flawless skin, delicate features, and an eye for detail, Korean women have become beauty icons worldwide. But it's not just about makeup or skincare routines. It's a culture where beauty is deeply linked to self-care, style, and individuality. In Seoul, you'll see some of the most fashionable women on the planet. Whether they're walking through Hongdae in chunky sneakers and oversized blazers or strolling under cherry blossoms in pastel dresses, they know how to stand out without trying too hard. Korean street fashion is playful, elegant, and often ahead of the curve, and it's led by women who know exactly how to mix trends with personal flair. The K-beauty wave, which brought glass skin, cushion compacts, and sheet masks to the world, began with how Korean women take care of themselves. Skincare is practically an art form. But more importantly, it's a daily ritual that shows pride in presentation. This attention to detail creates the fresh, radiant look that's now admired globally. There's also something deeply modern about Korean beauty. It's constantly evolving, shaped by music, fashion, and digital trends. Whether in a cafe or a subway station, you'll see clean lines, soft tones, and a quiet elegance that's hard to forget. South Korea proves that beauty doesn't have to shout. Sometimes it just glows. Colombian women leave an impression that's hard to shake. There's something magnetic about them, a mix of strong features, expressive eyes, and that unmistakable Latin passion that turns heads without effort. In Colombia, beauty isn't just about appearance, it's about energy. Women here carry themselves with warmth, pride, and a spark that lights up every room. The country's diversity plays a big role in this. Colombia blends indigenous, Spanish, African, and Arab roots, and the result is stunning. From the glowing skin tones of the Caribbean coast to the sculpted cheekbones seen in the Andes region, there's a wide range of beauty styles that reflect Colombia's rich culture. You'll find soft curls, long dark hair, full lips, and smiles that feel like sunshine. What really sets Colombian women apart is the confidence they carry in everyday life. Whether dressed for a city evening in Bogota or walking barefoot along the beaches of Cartagena, there's a natural grace in how they move. And then, there's the rhythm. Dance and music are in the blood here. Salsa, vallenato, reggaeton, and the women reflect that fire in their expressions and movement. International beauty titles like Miss Universe have found homes in Colombia more than once, but beauty goes beyond pageants here. You see it in the way women laugh, celebrate, and live fully. This isn't the type of beauty that tries to be perfect. It's raw, passionate, and unforgettable. Colombia doesn't just have beautiful women. It has women who know how to make the world stop and notice. China is a country of contrasts, and its women reflect that beautifully. From the timeless elegance seen in ancient dynasties to the bold confidence of today's urban trendsetters, Chinese beauty spans centuries and styles. It's both graceful and powerful, rooted in tradition, yet always evolving. In the north, you'll often find women with porcelain skin, straight black hair, and refined bone structure. In the south, softer features, warm undertones, and almond-shaped eyes define another standard of beauty. This regional variety, shaped by China's vast geography and ethnic diversity, creates a rich and ever-changing image of what it means to be beautiful here. Culturally, beauty has always held a special place in China, from the delicate silhouettes painted in ancient scrolls to the legendary four beauties of history, whose looks were said to bring down cities and emperors. Today, that elegance lives on, not in palaces, but on the buzzing streets of cities like Shanghai, Beijing, and Chengdu. Modern Chinese women are trend-savvy and fashion-forward. You'll see them in sleek minimalist outfits one day, and flowing traditional qipaos the next. Beauty here is about harmony, balance between features, between softness and strength, between old and new. And it's not just on the surface. The calm confidence, grace in movement, and strong sense of identity are just as attractive. In China, beauty is taught from within, as something to be cultivated, not performed. Whether in a mountain village or a luxury mall, Chinese women carry a quiet power that speaks volumes without ever raising its voice. There's a reason why Sweden often ranks near the top when people talk about the world's most beautiful women. Swedish beauty is clean, effortless, and somehow always in style, without ever looking like it tried too hard. Think clear skin, light hair, tall frames, and that cool Nordic glow that turns a simple winter coat into a fashion statement. Swedish women have a natural elegance. Many are tall and slim with symmetrical features, soft blue or green eyes, and that signature blonde hair. Though diversity is growing fast in urban areas like Stockholm and Malmö. But what really stands out is how relaxed their beauty feels. There's no overload of makeup, no flashy accessories. Instead, it's minimalist fashion, fresh faces, and a calm kind of confidence that draws people in. This love for simplicity runs deep in Swedish culture. It's reflected in everything from design to lifestyle, and women live by it. Wellness, fresh air, and skincare matter just as much as appearance. You'll see women biking through cities with windswept hair and rosy cheeks, looking like they just stepped out of a catalog, without ever meaning to. And let's not forget how progressive the country is. Swedish women are educated, independent, and outspoken, which only adds to their allure. There's strength behind the softness, and people notice. You'll find them leading tech startups, starring in international films, or quietly changing the fashion world one eco-friendly outfit at a time. In Sweden, beauty comes without drama. It's cool, composed, and quietly powerful. The kind of charm that doesn't need to compete. It simply shines. Ethiopian women have a beauty that feels almost mythical, deep, striking, and shaped by thousands of years of history. Their features often include high cheekbones, almond-shaped eyes, and smooth golden-brown skin that glows under the African sun. There's a regal quality to their presence, a calm and confident energy that seems to echo the ancient empires of their homeland. Ethiopia is home to over 80 different ethnic groups, and that diversity creates a rich spectrum of beauty. In the northern highlands you'll find soft curls and long necks, while in the southern valleys, strong profiles and bold eyes speak of heritage and strength. Each region has its own look, its own traditions, and its own unique expression of femininity. But it's not just about physical appearance. Ethiopian women carry a grace shaped by culture. From the way they wear their traditional white dresses during holidays, to how they braid their hair with intricate patterns passed down through generations. There's a balance of pride and humility, elegance and earthiness. Even in the bustling markets and growing cities, tradition holds strong. The beauty rituals here aren't rushed. They're slow, intentional, and deeply personal. It's common to see women taking time to prepare coffee ceremonies surrounded by incense, laughter, and warm conversation. In moments like these you see a different kind of beauty, one that lives in everyday life. Ethiopian women embody a blend of strength and serenity. They don't need to stand in the spotlight to be noticed. Their beauty speaks from the past and walks quietly into the future, graceful, grounded, and unforgettable. Afghanistan is a land of stark contrasts. Towering mountains, vast deserts, and hidden valleys that hold some of the most unique and mysterious beauty in the world. The women here are no different. Afghan beauty is deep, soulful, and often unspoken. It's not the kind of beauty that demands attention. It's the kind that lingers in your memory long after you've seen it. In the mountain villages of the Hindu Kush or the sunlit streets of Herat, women are known for their piercing eyes, usually framed by dark lashes and thick brows. These eyes often do all the speaking, filled with expression, strength, and quiet wisdom. Skin tones range from pale ivory to deep olive, and many have sharp jaw lines, high cheekbones, and thick, glossy hair. Features shaped by a rich blend of Central Asian, Persian, and South Asian ancestry. There's also a cultural depth that adds to their appeal. Traditional Afghan dress is full of vivid colors, handcrafted jewelry, and detailed embroidery that reflects centuries of artistry. Even in modest fashion, beauty is unmistakable. The way they carry themselves, upright, dignified, composed, says more than any makeup ever could. Life here hasn't always been easy, but Afghan women possess a resilience that shows through in their presence. Their beauty is tied to identity, tradition, and survival. It's not performative, it's lived. And that gives it a kind of strength that's hard to find anywhere else. Afghanistan might not be the first country people mention in beauty lists, but those who've been there, or seen its people up close, know the truth. This is a land of hidden gems, and the women are among its brightest. In the world of beauty pageants, the Philippines stands tall. It's not just the trophies, it's the grace, the charm, and the unmistakable presence of Filipino women on the global stage. There's something magnetic about them. A mix of sweetness and strength, confidence and humility, all wrapped in a smile that lights up any room. The beauty of the Philippines comes from its rich mix of heritage. With roots from Malay, Chinese, Spanish, and even American influences, Filipino women have incredibly diverse looks. You'll find warm golden skin tones, expressive eyes, soft features, and thick flowing hair. Some have delicate doll-like beauty, others have bold, camera-ready charisma. It's this range that keeps the world watching. But it's not just about genetics. There's a strong culture around beauty here. From a young age, many girls are taught how to carry themselves with elegance. Pageants are a national passion. Even in small towns, local contests are taken seriously. It's a kind of celebration, not just of looks, but of poise, intelligence, and heart. And Filipino women know how to shine when the spotlight hits. That same energy is seen in everyday life. Whether walking through the busy streets of Manila or relaxing in the provinces, Filipino women carry themselves with kindness and quiet pride. They dress well, take care of their appearance, and often mix modern style with traditional touches. There's joy in how they express beauty, never loud, but always seen. In a world where charm sometimes fades fast, the Philippines keeps delivering women whose beauty stays with you. Not just because of how they look, but because of how they make you feel. Iran is a country where beauty whispers instead of shouts. And that's exactly what makes it so powerful. Iranian women are often praised for their striking features: deep expressive eyes, sculpted cheekbones, long dark lashes, and glowing olive-toned skin. There's a softness in their faces, but also something strong, mysterious, and quietly captivating. Even with dress codes in place, beauty in Iran is far from hidden. In fact, it thrives in the details. A perfectly tied headscarf, a bold sweep of eyeliner, a flash of deep lipstick, every element is intentional. There's artistry in how women present themselves, using subtle expression instead of exposure. It's not just about style, it's a cultural language of grace. Persian culture has long celebrated beauty. Ancient art, poetry, and architecture all speak of elegance, symmetry, and passion. And you can still see that same influence in the way women carry themselves today. In cities like Tehran or Isfahan, fashion lives in contrast. Traditional pieces mixed with modern touches, creating a look that's unique to Iran alone. But it's not only about physical features. Iranian women often come across as strong, educated, and articulate. And that inner beauty adds depth to the outer one. There's pride in their roots, in their history, and it shows in every look and every step. Behind the veil lies a kind of beauty the world can't always see. But once it does, it never forgets. In Iran, elegance isn't displayed loudly. It reveals itself slowly, in glances, gestures, and quiet strength that lingers long after the moment has passed. Mexican beauty is bold, earthy, and full of heart. From the sun-kissed skin tones of the Yucatan to the sharp features of the highlands, Mexican women carry the legacy of ancient cultures blended with Latin passion. Strong brows, deep eyes, full lips, there's a fierce elegance in their look, often paired with vibrant style and warmth that draws people in. Beauty here is alive in tradition. Colorful dresses, floral embroidery, and hair woven with ribbons. But it also thrives in the modern world where women mix heritage with street fashion effortlessly. There's pride, strength, and softness all at once. Mexican women don't follow trends, they own their identity. And that confidence, rooted in history and heart, is what makes them truly unforgettable. When you first see a Chimbu warrior in full body paint, it's like watching a living, breathing skeleton step out of the shadows. They paint their entire bodies with stark white patterns over blackened skin, outlining every bone, ribs, spines, skulls, in intricate detail. The result is eerie, theatrical, and unbelievably striking. These are not just costumes, they're full-body illusions created with clay, ash, and natural pigments. This unique look didn't come from a love of performance alone. It started as a way to intimidate rival tribes. Surrounded by dense jungle and mountains, conflict was a part of life. The Chimbu found that dressing like spirits or the dead could terrify enemies into retreat. Over time, it became a deep cultural expression, and today, it's one of the most mind-blowing tribal traditions still practiced in the world. They often perform these dances during festivals or cultural shows, where their movements match the haunting designs on their bodies. Their sharp, sudden gestures mimic skeletons springing to life. It's not just impressive, it's hypnotic. You can't look away. Their skeleton dance is now recognized around the world. But to the Chimbu, it's more than a performance. It's power, it's protection, and it's pride. In a world that's changing fast, they've held tight to something truly one of a kind. Now let's head into the thick rainforests of southeastern Papua, where the Korowai tribe lives in houses that seem to float above the jungle. These aren't just tree houses, they're towering shelters built as high as 100 feet off the ground, perched in the treetops like wooden fortresses. Why so high? Partly to avoid floods, insects, and wild animals. But it's also a way to stay safe from outsiders and rival groups. Life here is far from city noise or internet signals. The Korowai still hunt with bows, fish with handmade tools, and sleep under thatched roofs in the canopy. Every bit of their day-to-day life is shaped by the rainforest around them. Climbing into a Korowai treehouse is an adventure on its own. They use vines and wooden poles like natural ladders. Kids grow up doing this daily, moving from treetop to treetop as casually as others walk down a sidewalk. Their world is vertical, green, and alive with sound. The Korowai were only discovered by the outside world in the 1970s. Since then, a few families have moved closer to local towns, but many remain deep in the jungle, far from roads and electricity. Their connection to the forest runs deep. It gives them food, shelter, and stories passed down for generations. And just when you thought things couldn't get more surreal, let's now drift to the sea, where an entirely different tribe spends life floating, not climbing. Off the coast of Southeast Asia, there's a group of people who live almost entirely on water. The Bajau, sometimes called sea nomads, don't just visit the ocean, they live on it, sleep on it, and dive into it daily with no hesitation. For centuries, the Bajau have lived on small wooden boats or stilt houses built above coral reefs. They travel between islands, fish using handmade spears, and can free dive to depths of over 65 feet without gear. Some Bajau kids learn to swim before they can walk. Many adults can hold their breath for up to 5 minutes underwater. No training, just tradition. They've adapted to the sea in ways that seem almost impossible. Scientists even found their spleens are larger than average, likely helping them dive deeper and longer. Their entire lives revolve around the rhythm of the ocean. Tides, fish, winds, and currents guide everything. There's something deeply peaceful about their way of life. No cars, no concrete, just water stretching in every direction, filled with color and life. You might spot a Bajau fisherman standing perfectly balanced at the edge of his boat, scanning the water with skills passed down for generations. From floating villages to painted warriors, now we turn inland to the Amazon, where another tribe fights to protect one of the richest forests on Earth. In the heart of Brazil's Amazon rainforest live the Kayapo. Bold, fearless, and instantly recognizable by their colorful body paint, feathered headdresses, and strong voices. These are people who don't just live in the rainforest, they fight for it. The Kayapo wear striking face and body paint made from natural dyes. Bright reds, deep blacks, vivid yellows. It's more than decoration. Each pattern carries meaning, marking status, age, and even moods. Their headdresses, made from parrot and macaw feathers, shine like living rainbows in the jungle light. But their real strength lies in resistance. For decades, the Kayapo have stood up against loggers, miners, and dam builders threatening their land. They've staged protests, formed alliances, and even used satellite maps to patrol their territory. Their leaders speak at global summits as well as forest gatherings, defending both their people and the Amazon. Still, their traditional life goes on. The Kayapo live in communal houses, grow cassava, fish in rivers, and pass on knowledge through dance and song. Their ceremonies are as rich as their land, filled with drumming, chants, and age-old rhythms. And next, we head to the blazing deserts of Namibia, where beauty takes on a whole new meaning among the Himba people. In the dry, sun-drenched lands of northern Namibia, the Himba people live in a way that feels like another time, yet they've never stopped moving forward in their own way. What sets them apart at first glance is their stunning appearance. Glowing red skin, thick braided hairstyles, and handcrafted jewelry that tells stories without a single word. The red hue that covers their bodies isn't makeup, it's a special mixture of butterfat and red ochre called ogies. It protects their skin from the brutal desert sun, but it also holds deep cultural meaning. It's beauty, tradition, and identity all in one. Their hair is styled into elaborate locks using the same ochre mix, each design signaling age, social status, and life stage. Himba women are the heartbeat of the community. They manage the household, raise cattle, and maintain spiritual traditions passed down for generations. Life here revolves around the cattle and the sacred fire, which links the living to their ancestors. There's no rush, no tech, just rhythm, tradition, and survival in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Despite growing interest from the outside world, the Himba hold firmly to their way of life. They've found a way to stay rooted in the past while navigating the present. Every detail, from their clothes to their homes, speaks to who they are and where they come from. Now let's leave the desert heat behind and climb into the cool, rugged valleys of the Hindu Kush, where another tribe lives with secrets, stories, and a splash of unexpected color. Tucked away in the remote valleys of northern Pakistan, the Kalash people live surrounded by towering peaks, ancient myths, and bursts of color that feel almost dreamlike. They're unlike any other group in the region, and no one's entirely sure where they came from. The Kalash stand out for many reasons. Their language is unique, their festivals are filled with music, dance, and wine, and their clothing? Bright embroidered robes, beaded headpieces, and belts that shimmer in the mountain light. It's a vivid contrast to the muted colors of the rocky landscape around them. They follow a belief system rooted in nature and the changing seasons. Their gods live in the mountains and spirits fill the rivers and trees. Celebrations like Chilam Joshi welcome spring with feasts and dancing that can last for days. Everyone joins in, young, old, tourists if they're around, but the traditions stay proudly Kalash. Some believe they're descendants of Alexander the Great's soldiers. Others think their roots stretch even further back. Whatever the truth, the Kalash have preserved their culture for centuries, tucked away in high valleys with wooden homes stacked against the cliffs. From desert reds to mountain blues, we now travel even further north, into the frozen forests of Mongolia, where one of the world's rarest tribes lives side by side with reindeer. Far up in Mongolia's northern taiga, where winter bites hard and the trees never end, the Duka people live with one of the most magical animals on Earth: reindeer. They don't just herd them, they ride them, raise them, and rely on them in ways that are rare anywhere else. The Duka are nomads. Their homes are portable felt tents, and they move with the seasons, following the paths of their reindeer through forests thick with snow. These animals are everything: transportation, milk, connection to the spirit world. Children grow up riding them like ponies, learning to balance and steer through dense, icy terrain. Their way of life is deeply tied to nature. They hunt, fish, and gather just enough to live. Shamans are still part of the culture, performing rituals to heal or guide the community. Even their language carries words you won't find outside the forest. Words for snow types, wind shapes, and animal tracks. With fewer than 300 Duka left, this culture is fragile but powerful. They've adapted to one of the planet's harshest environments with grace and balance. When you see a child riding a reindeer through the frozen woods, this isn't just survival, it's a way of life that feels both ancient and enchanted. Deep in the heart of Central Africa, researchers recently uncovered a tribe like no other, a community made up entirely of women. No men, no outsiders, just a group living in isolation, dressed in intricate jewelry and ceremonial coils, moving gracefully through the forest like they've done for generations. Locals had spoken of them for years, but no one had proof until now. The tribe remains largely a mystery. Their language is still being studied, and their traditions are only beginning to be understood. Everything about them, from their self-sufficiency to their rituals, suggests a culture that's rare, powerful, and entirely unique. Why they live apart is still unknown. But one thing's certain: as incredible as this discovery is, it's not the only one. Around the world there are other tribes where women lead, and you'll meet them very soon. Hidden high in the mountains near Lugu Lake in southwestern China lives one of the rarest social systems in the world, the Mosuo, often called the last matriarchal society in China. Here, women are the heads of households, property is passed down through the female line, and the grandmother is often the most respected person in the family. But what truly makes the Mosuo fascinating is their unique approach to relationships. Instead of traditional marriage, they practice what's known as walking marriages. In this system, women choose their partners freely, and men visit their partner's home at night, returning to their own families by morning. There's no cohabitation, no shared property, and children are raised by the woman's family. It's a system built on trust, independence, and choice. The Mosuo live in tight-knit communities, raising livestock, growing crops, and holding on to centuries-old customs. Despite increasing tourism and outside interest, many Mosuo women continue to lead with quiet strength and pride, shaping a society that flips conventional norms on their head. They've built a peaceful, functional world where women make the rules. And for the Mosuo, that's just how it's always been. High in the canyons of northern Mexico, the Tarahumara people, or Raramuri, meaning those who run fast, have stunned the world with a natural gift running. But this isn't just sport, it's part of life. The Tarahumara run across rocky cliffs, narrow paths, and desert trails, often barefoot or wearing handmade sandals, covering distances up to 100 miles without stopping. They don't train like athletes. Their strength comes from daily life, walking miles to farms, chasing game, and delivering messages between villages. It's normal for Tarahumara kids to start running at a young age, keeping pace with their elders like it's second nature. Running is spiritual too. It's tied to festivals, ceremonies, and even competitions where they chase wooden balls over huge distances. Their endurance has amazed marathoners and researchers alike, and in a world driven by speed, the Tarahumara show us something different: how to move with strength, balance, and calm across the land they've called home for centuries. In the green rolling hills of India's Nilgiri Mountains lives a tribe unlike any other, the Toda. Known for their curved, barrel-shaped houses that resemble hobbit homes, the Toda people have built a quiet world full of deep traditions and sacred connections to nature. Their homes, made of bamboo and thatch, have tiny doors you have to crawl through, said to keep out wild animals and bad spirits. But what really defines the Toda culture is their bond with buffalo. These animals are central to their beliefs, rituals, and even daily meals. Toda women wear thick draped shawls with black and red embroidery, while the men often tend the buffalo and chant ancient prayers during ceremonies. Their language is unique and not spoken outside the tribe. Though their numbers are small, their culture is incredibly rich. a mix of mystery, beauty, and simplicity. And while modernization has touched their region, the Toda still protect their quiet world among the hills, where curved rooftops and sacred pastures hide stories passed down for generations. Clinging to the steep mountainsides of northern Luzon, the Ifugao people carved out one of humanity's most breathtaking creations, the Banawe rice terraces. Built over 2,000 years ago using only hand tools, these terraces still produce rice today, flowing with water from the surrounding forests like living stairways to the clouds. The Ifugao didn't just build for farming. Their terraces are part of a spiritual system that honors ancestors, the land, and balance. Every planting season comes with rituals, offerings, and songs that tie the harvest to the heart of their culture. Their homes are made of wood, raised on stilts, and their clothing reflects their traditions. Bright woven fabrics with red, black, and white patterns. Elders still share oral stories passed down through centuries, keeping history alive through words, not books. Despite modernization creeping in, the Ifugao remain proud stewards of their land. To this day, those ancient terraces stand not just as farmland, but as a living symbol of what human hands and belief can build together. Stretching from Senegal to Sudan, the Fulani people are among Africa's most widespread tribes, yet they've managed to keep their culture intact through movement, music, and memory. Known for their graceful way of life, the Fulani are mostly pastoralists, moving with their cattle through grasslands, deserts, and open plains. You'll recognize them by their stunning traditional clothing, long flowing robes, detailed hairstyles, and silver jewelry that catches the light. Fulani women often decorate their hair with beads and wear bold facial tattoos that carry cultural meaning. Despite living across so many countries, the Fulani speak related languages and follow a shared code of behavior called Pulaaku, centered on patience, self-control, and respect. Their music and storytelling traditions are rich and poetic, carried by voice, flute, and string instruments. They've adapted to changing landscapes, shifting borders, and growing cities, but still find ways to honor their nomadic roots. The Fulani are a living thread through the fabric of West and Central Africa, always moving, always remembering. Deep in the dense jungles along the border of Brazil and Venezuela live the Yanomami, one of the largest isolated tribes in South America. Hidden from the world for centuries, their homes are built in massive circular structures called shabanos, open in the center like miniature villages under a single roof. The Yanomami live close to nature. They hunt with bows, fish with handmade tools, and grow bananas, cassava, and other crops in garden plots. Their knowledge of the rainforest is vast. They know every sound, every plant, every shift in the wind. But it's not just survival. Their lives are woven with rituals, storytelling, and spiritual beliefs that tie them to the forest and the spirits within it. Shamans play an important role, healing and guiding the community using chants and herbs. Today, they face growing threats from outsiders, but they continue to protect their land with strength and unity. The Yanomami aren't just rainforest dwellers, they're its defenders, holding one of the last great wildernesses together, one day at a time. Across the deserts and dry plains of Gujarat and Rajasthan, the Rabari people move with quiet grace. They're traditional herders and pastoralists, known as much for their cattle and camels as they are for their striking appearance. Dressed in vivid red veils and long black garments, Rabari women stand out against the sandy backdrop like living tapestries. The Rabari are constantly on the move, following grazing routes that change with the seasons. Their culture is full of symbolism, from the silver jewelry stacked on their arms to the tattoos etched into their skin. Each line and pattern tells a story. These tattoos are part of identity, protection, and legacy. Their embroidery work is world famous. It's bright, detailed, and entirely handmade, often stitched with mirrors and vibrant threads that reflect the sun. Despite the hardships of nomadic life, the Rabari keep their traditions alive in every stitch, every story, and every caravan that crosses the horizon. They carry their culture with them like a second skin, embroidered, marked, and full of movement. In the lush rainforests of Siberut Island in Indonesia, the Mentawai people live in harmony with the land, the spirits, and their ancestors. They're known for their full-body tattoos, swirling black patterns that cover arms, legs, and backs. These aren't just for decoration. Every design has meaning tied to the spirit world and a person's place in the tribe. The Mentawai sharpen their teeth as part of a beauty ritual, believing it connects them to the animal spirits around them. Their way of life is deeply spiritual. They believe everything, trees, rivers, animals, holds a soul. Shamanic ceremonies, guided by spiritual healers, help keep balance between humans and nature. They live in long wooden houses called uma, shared by extended families, surrounded by thick forest and wild rivers. Hunting, fishing, and sago harvesting are part of daily life, done with techniques passed down for generations. Even with outside pressure, many Mentawai still choose to live traditionally, holding fast to their identity, marked in ink and memory. In the dense green heart of the Brazilian Amazon lives a tribe that may be the most threatened on Earth, the AWA. With a population of only a few hundred, some still live in complete isolation, moving silently through the forest with bows in hand and families at their side. The AWA are expert hunters and gatherers. They walk barefoot, blending into the jungle with ease. They're known for their close bond with animals, often adopting orphaned monkeys, parrots, and other creatures as family, raising them alongside their children. Their lives depend entirely on the forest. Every tree, stream, and animal has a role in survival. But that way of life is under constant threat from deforestation and illegal logging. Despite these challenges, the AWA remain one of the last tribes to live so closely with nature, resisting outside influence and holding on to their ancestral ways. They are not relics of the past. They're living proof that another way of life is possible, even in a vanishing world. Scattered across over 300 islands in the Caribbean waters of Panama, the Kuna, also known as Guna people, have built a life surrounded by sea, sky, and tradition. Their islands are small, flat, and sunlit, but their culture is anything but simple. The Kuna are especially known for their molas, layered textiles made by women using reverse applique techniques. These bright geometric patterns tell stories, reflect nature, and are worn proudly across the islands. Women play a central role in Kuna society, especially in family and economic matters. In some villages, it's the woman's family that a husband joins after marriage. They also have strong self-governance, maintaining their own leadership and community rules, even while being part of Panama. Their vibrant dances, music, and colorful clothing make Kuna villages feel alive with movement. While tourism has brought change, the Kuna continue to protect their culture, language, and islands, facing rising sea levels and modernization with steady pride. In the hills of Papua New Guinea, the Chambuli people turned Western ideas of gender upside down. Studied by anthropologist Margaret Mead in the 1930s, the Chambuli became known for flipping what most cultures consider normal gender roles. Here, women took the lead. They handled trade, made decisions, and ran the household. Men, on the other hand, were more concerned with beauty, art, and social gatherings. They decorated themselves and spent time preparing their appearance for ceremonies and events. This balance wasn't seen as strange to them. It was simply how things were. Their culture valued different contributions, and those roles worked in harmony with daily life. Though modern influences have shifted some of these dynamics, the Chambuli remain an important example of how flexible and diverse human culture can be. They remind us that tradition isn't fixed. It's shaped by people, place, and the stories we choose to carry forward. From mountaintops to deep jungles, these tribes show us just how diverse, creative, and incredible human culture can be. Some people can fit a whole burger in their mouth, but Francisco Domingo Joaquim takes things to a completely different level. This man from Angola holds the Guinness World Record for the world's widest mouth, and his jaw-dropping talent has left people stunned. His mouth stretches an incredible 6.69 inches from corner to corner, allowing him to fit an entire soda can inside with room to spare. That's not an exaggeration. He can literally hold a full-size can sideways between his lips like it's nothing. Francisco's unique ability isn't just for show. He became a sensation after appearing in talent competitions, where audiences watched in disbelief as he stretched his lips far beyond what seemed possible. His jaw is so flexible that he can twist and pull his mouth into shapes that seem almost unreal. Some have compared his talent to a cartoon character, but this is pure human ability. His elastic skin and jaw structure give him an unmatched skill, making him one of the most visually extraordinary people on the planet. For most people, trimming their nails is just part of the routine. But Diana Armstrong hasn't cut hers in over 25 years. Her nails now measure an astonishing 42 feet combined, making her the official Guinness World Record holder for the longest fingernails on a living person. Each nail stretches several feet, curling and twisting in mesmerizing patterns, creating a look that's both incredible and hard to believe. What started as a personal tribute became a lifelong commitment. After a tragic loss in her family, Diana decided never to cut her nails again. turning them into a symbol of remembrance. Keeping them this long isn't easy. Simple tasks like getting dressed or using a phone require patience and creative techniques. But she's found ways to adapt, proving that determination can reshape even the most basic aspects of life. Her nails, coated in bright colors and intricate designs, aren't just a record. They're a piece of living art. People stop and stare, some in admiration, others in disbelief. But for Diana, they are a part of her identity. Despite the challenges, she continues to embrace her extraordinary look, turning something deeply personal into a world record that captures attention everywhere she goes. A few piercings can make a statement, but Elaine Davidson has taken body modification to an entirely new level. With over 11,000 piercings, she holds the world record for the most body piercings ever recorded, and she keeps adding more. From her face to her arms and even inside her mouth, every inch of her body tells a story of dedication to a truly unique look. Elaine's journey into extreme piercing began in the 1990s, and it hasn't slowed down since. She has transformed her body into a canvas of metal and color, mixing bold jewelry with tattoos and dramatic makeup. Each piercing is a part of her style, an expression of who she is. And the most surprising part? She doesn't just have surface piercings. Many are embedded in places most people wouldn't even consider. Beyond her striking appearance, Elaine has built a career around her individuality. She runs a piercing studio, performs in festivals, and amazes crowds with her fearless approach to body art. Some are fascinated, others are shocked, but no one can ignore the sheer scale of what she's achieved. She proves that self-expression has no limits, turning her body into a living work of art that continues to evolve. Facial features come in all shapes and sizes, but Mehmet Özürek had something that made him stand out for life: the longest nose ever recorded. Measuring an unbelievable 3.46 inches, his nose was recognized as the longest of any living person, a record that no one else has come close to beating. This rare feature wasn't just about size, it gave his face an unforgettable look. Despite all the attention, Mehmet embraced it with a sense of humor and pride. He never shied away from the spotlight, happily showing off his record-breaking feature on television and at events. People would stare in amazement, some even trying to compare their own noses, but nothing came close. His story wasn't just about records, it was about confidence. Mehmet turned what others might see as unusual into a source of recognition. His nose became a symbol of individuality, a natural trait that made him famous. While he has since passed away, his record remains untouched, a reminder that sometimes the smallest details can make a person unforgettable. Most people have 32 teeth, but Vijay Kumar was born with something extra: 37 teeth packed into his jaw, making him the official record holder for the most teeth in a human mouth. His dental structure is so unique that it seems almost impossible at first glance. Unlike most cases of extra teeth, which are often hidden beneath the gums, Vijay's additional teeth are fully formed and functional, giving him a truly one-of-a-kind smile. At first, his condition made everyday activities a challenge. Eating, speaking, and even simple dental care required extra effort. But instead of seeing his extra teeth as a problem, Vijay embraced his difference. When his record was confirmed, he became a sensation, appearing in media and surprising dentists worldwide. Many wondered how his mouth could hold so many teeth without serious discomfort, yet Vijay carried his record with pride. Rather than opting for surgery to remove the extra teeth, he has kept them as a part of his identity. People often ask to see his famous smile, and he's happy to share his story. His case is a rare medical marvel, proving that even the smallest differences can make someone extraordinary. For Yu Zhenhuan, standing out wasn't a choice, it was part of who he was. With 96% of his body covered in thick hair, he holds the title of the hairiest man in the world. His condition, known as hypertrichosis, gives him a look that some compare to a mythical character, but for Yu, it's simply how he was born. Growing up with such a rare appearance wasn't easy. He faced stares and curiosity from an early age, but instead of hiding away, he turned his uniqueness into a strength. As he got older, he stepped into the spotlight, becoming a singer, and even trying his hand at acting. His confidence made him a public figure, and people soon recognized him for more than just his appearance. Despite the challenges of living with extreme hair growth, such as constant grooming and dealing with public reaction, Yu has embraced his identity. He's proof that even the rarest conditions can't define a person. Instead, it's how they carry themselves that truly matters. Some transformations are intentional, but for Paul Carrison, it was an unexpected side effect that made him famous. After using a homemade silver-based treatment for his skin, he developed argyria, a rare condition that turned his skin permanently blue. Over time, his light complexion deepened into a striking shade, making him look almost otherworldly. Paul's transformation was gradual. He first noticed a bluish tint, but as he continued using the treatment, the color deepened. While the condition wasn't harmful to his health, the dramatic change made him a curiosity. Strangers would stop him in the street, some assuming it was makeup or a trick. But this was no illusion. His skin had permanently changed, giving him a unique look that few could ignore. Rather than shying away, Paul embraced his identity. He appeared on talk shows, sharing his experience with humor and honesty. Though he later passed away, his story remains one of the most unusual in modern times. His appearance may have been an accident, but it made him unforgettable. At 8 feet 2.8 inches, Sultan Kozan doesn't just stand out, he towers above everyone else. As the tallest living man in the world, he experiences life from a height that few can imagine. His extraordinary stature is the result of a rare medical condition called pituitary gigantism, which caused his body to grow well beyond the average limit. Being this tall isn't just about breaking records. It comes with daily challenges. Sultan requires custom-made clothes, shoes, and even furniture. Simple tasks like walking through doorways or fitting into cars are far from ordinary. But despite these difficulties, he remains positive, using his unique height to travel the world and meet people who are amazed by his size. Since gaining recognition, he has become a celebrity, attending events and meeting other record holders. His towering presence may be his claim to fame, but his kindness and good humor make him truly memorable. Sultan Kozan isn't just the tallest man in the world, he's one of the most remarkable. For most people, tattoos are a way to express themselves, but for Tom Leopard, they became his entire identity. Covering 99% of his body in leopard print tattoos, he earned the nickname, the Leopard Man of Skye. His transformation wasn't just about the ink. He fully embraced a life inspired by the wild, retreating to the Scottish Highlands to live in near isolation. Tom spent decades turning himself into a human leopard, tattooing his entire body, including his face, with intricate black and orange spots. To complete the look, he sharpened his teeth and wore feline-like contact lenses. His goal wasn't to shock people. He simply wanted to create a new version of himself, one that reflected his love for nature and freedom. Despite his extreme appearance, Tom lived a quiet, self-sufficient life in a small shelter on the Isle of Skye, only venturing into town for supplies. He later moved to a more comfortable home in his older years, but his legend remained. His tattoos, his lifestyle, and his total commitment to his transformation made him one of the most fascinating examples of body modification the world has ever seen. Some people dream of long eyelashes, but Yu Jianxia has taken this to an entirely new level. Her lashes measure an astonishing 8 inches, making her the Guinness World Record holder for the longest eyelashes in the world. Unlike false lashes or extensions, hers are completely natural, growing longer year after year without any explanation. Yu Jianxia first noticed her lashes growing unusually long in her early 50s. While most people's eyelashes stop at a certain length, hers continued to extend far beyond the norm. Doctors and scientists have been baffled by her case, as there is no known condition that causes eyelashes to grow indefinitely. Some have suggested genetics or an unknown biological factor, but the mystery remains unsolved. Her record-breaking lashes have made her a sensation. Wherever she goes, people stare in amazement, some even asking to touch them to see if they're real. But for Yu Jianxia, they're just a part of who she is. She considers them a unique gift and takes great care of them, proving that sometimes nature can surprise us in the most extraordinary ways. For most people, a small wart is nothing more than a minor nuisance. But for Abul Bajandar, warts became something far more extreme. His condition, known as epidermodysplasia verruciformis, caused massive bark-like growths to spread across his hands and feet, earning him the nickname, the Tree Man. What began as a few rough patches turned into something that made even basic tasks, like eating and holding objects, nearly impossible. Abul's condition is incredibly rare, with only a handful of known cases worldwide. The growths, made of hardened skin, resemble tree branches, twisting and curling over his fingers and palms. For years he lived in isolation, unable to work or even care for himself properly. When his story spread across the world, doctors stepped in, performing multiple surgeries to remove the excess growths. Despite the intense medical procedures, the condition is relentless. Each time surgeons remove the bark-like layers, they begin to grow back. But Abul refuses to give up hope. His case has led to new research, and he continues to fight for a normal life. His resilience in the face of something so extreme is a testament to human endurance, proving that even the rarest conditions can be battled with determination and courage. At just 24.7 inches tall, Jyoti Amjay is officially the shortest woman in the world. But don't let her size fool you. She has a personality that's larger than life. Born in India, Jyoti was diagnosed with primordial dwarfism, a rare genetic condition that limits growth. While most people continue to grow through their teenage years, Jyoti remained the size of an infant, making her a medical wonder. Despite her height, Jyoti has never let anything hold her back. She dreamed of being on television, and that dream became a reality when she appeared on international talk shows and even starred in American Horror Story Freak Show. Her confidence, charm, and humor quickly won people over, proving that size has nothing to do with success. Living in a world built for people much taller than her comes with challenges. Everyday tasks like reaching for objects, walking through crowds, or even using a regular chair require adjustments. But Jyoti takes it all in stride. She embraces her record-breaking status, inspiring others with her positive attitude and determination to live life to the fullest. Hair that reaches the waist is impressive, but Asha Mandela has taken hair growth to record-breaking levels. Her dreadlocks measure over 110 feet, making her the woman with the longest locks in the world. Some even call her the Black Rapunzel, and for good reason. Her hair is longer than a school bus and takes several people to help her manage it. Growing and maintaining such long hair isn't just about patience. It's a full-time commitment. Asha spends hours washing, drying, and carefully arranging her locks to keep them from becoming too heavy or tangled. Over time, they've grown so long that she often has to carry them in a bundle or wrap them around her body. Some doctors have warned that the sheer weight of her hair could strain her spine, but Asha doesn't let that stop her. To her dreadlocks are not just hair, they are a part of her identity, her spiritual journey, and a symbol of strength. While others may see them as an extreme choice, for Asha, they are a source of pride, setting her apart as one of the most visually unique people in the world. For most, tattoos and piercings are enough to stand out, but for Etienne Dumont, that was just the beginning. The Swiss art critic has transformed his entire body into a walking masterpiece, covering himself in tattoos and adding silicone implants to reshape his skull, forehead, and even his arms. His striking look is completed with metal rings in his nose, stretched earlobes, and tattooed eyeballs, making him one of the most modified people on Earth. Etienne's transformation wasn't just for shock value, it was an extension of his artistic passion. Working in the art world for years, he saw his body as the ultimate canvas. His horn-like forehead implants and vivid tattoos became a personal statement, blurring the lines between human and sculpture. Whether walking through a city street or attending an art exhibit, he never goes unnoticed. His extreme modifications make daily life interesting. Simple tasks like passing through airport security or meeting new people often come with wide-eyed reactions. But Etienne embraces his appearance with confidence, proving that self-expression knows no limits. To him, his body is a lifelong art project, one that challenges the boundaries of what is considered normal. Having extra fingers and toes might sound like a small difference, but for Devendra Suthar, it's what made him world famous. Born with 14 fingers and 14 toes, he holds the record for the most digits on a living person. His condition, polydactyly, gave him a total of 28 fingers and toes, far beyond the usual 20. Unlike many cases of polydactyly, Devendra's extra fingers and toes are fully formed and functional. This makes his hands incredibly skilled. He works as a carpenter, using his unique hands to handle tools with incredible precision. Despite his condition, he never saw it as a problem. Instead, he takes pride in his rare genetic trait and enjoys showing others how his hands work. Of course, having extra digits comes with its own set of challenges. Finding shoes that fit is nearly impossible, and regular gloves don't work for his hands. But Devendra doesn't let that stop him from living a normal life. He embraces his record, taking his place among the most uniquely built individuals on the planet. A mohawk is a bold hairstyle, but Joseph Grisomore took it to a whole new level, literally. His 42.5-inch tall mohawk holds the Guinness World Record for the tallest full mohawk ever recorded. It's so extreme that it towers over most people's heads, making him instantly stand out in any crowd. Growing a mohawk that tall isn't just about letting hair grow, it's a full-time effort. Joseph spends hours styling and maintaining it, using strong hairspray and careful techniques to make sure it stays upright. It's not something he can casually wear every day. Most of the time he keeps it down, only styling it for special events. And when he does, it's impossible to ignore. People often stop to take pictures, amazed at the sheer height of his hair. He's turned a simple haircut into something legendary, proving that personal style can become a world record. While some grow their hair long or dye it wild colors, Joseph has done something that defies gravity. Literally. His mohawk isn't just a hairstyle, it's a statement, and no one else comes close to reaching his record. Most people get a tattoo or piercing to stand out, but Tiamat Legion Medusa has transformed beyond recognition. Born as Richard Hernandez, he has undergone extreme body modifications to become a human dragon, reshaping his entire appearance in a way few would ever dare. With tattooed scales, horn implants, a forked tongue, and even the removal of his ears, his transformation is one of the most extreme in the world. Tiamat's journey began as a personal rebirth. After a difficult past, he chose to leave his old identity behind and fully embrace his vision of becoming a mythical creature. Over the years, he's had his nose reshaped, his teeth filed into fangs, and his eyeballs tattooed black to match his reptilian look. His modifications go beyond ink and implants. They are a commitment to living as a dragon in human form. Reactions to his transformation are extreme. Some are fascinated, others are shocked, but no one can ignore him. He's proud of his changes, considering them a reflection of his true self. For Tiamat, this isn't just body modification. It's a way of life, a dedication to a vision unlike anything the world has ever seen. Long legs are often admired, but Rensenkorlu Bud takes it to another level. Standing at 6 feet 9 inches, she has some of the longest legs in the world, measuring an astonishing 52.8 inches from hip to heel. Her legs alone are nearly 4.5 feet tall, making her a towering presence everywhere she goes. Born in Mongolia, Rensenkorlu always knew she was taller than most. As a child, she often struggled to find clothes and shoes that fit, and as she grew, she realized just how rare her proportions were. Instead of feeling self-conscious, she embraced her height, turning it into an advantage. Now, she models and travels the world, showing off her unique features with confidence. People constantly stop and stare, amazed by her striking appearance. Whether walking through the streets or posing for photo shoots, she stands out effortlessly. While being this tall has its challenges, finding jeans that fit is nearly impossible, she wouldn't change a thing. Rensenkorlu proves that height isn't just about numbers, it's about confidence and standing tall, both literally and figuratively. Long hair has always been a symbol of beauty, but Xi Jinping holds the record for the longest hair ever recorded on a woman. Measuring an incredible 18 feet 5 inches, her hair is longer than a school bus and has taken a lifetime to grow. She hasn't cut it since she was 13 years old, and now it's one of the most extraordinary sights in the world. Growing hair this long isn't just about patience. It requires serious dedication. Washing, drying, and combing through nearly 2 decades worth of hair takes hours. Over time, her hair has become so long that she has to carry it wrapped around her body or carefully arrange it to avoid stepping on it. Even something as simple as walking through a doorway requires careful planning. Despite the challenges, Xi Jinping takes pride in her record. Her hair is more than just a personal choice. It's a world-famous achievement that continues to amaze people everywhere. Whether she lets it flow freely or carefully wraps it up, there's no denying that her hair is one of the most remarkable natural features on Earth. Many people undergo cosmetic surgery to enhance their features, but Pixie Fox has taken transformation to a level few could imagine. She has undergone over 200 procedures, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to sculpt herself into a real-life cartoon character. From rib removal to dramatically altering her face and body, she has reshaped herself in ways that push the limits of modern plastic surgery. Pixie's journey started with a vision. She wanted to look like a fantasy character, something beyond human norms. She had her 6 lower ribs removed to achieve an ultra-small waist, reducing it to just 14 inches when tightly corseted. This extreme modification, once thought impossible, shocked doctors and fascinated the world. But that was only the beginning. She has had eye color changing surgery, jaw restructuring, lip enhancements, breast augmentations, and countless other modifications to make her body match her idealized vision. Her appearance draws strong reactions. Some admire her dedication, while others are shocked by the extent of her transformations. But for Pixie, this is more than just surgery, it's self-expression. She sees herself as an evolving work of art, constantly refining and enhancing her look. Despite criticism, she remains committed to her goal, proving that personal reinvention has no limits. Love it or hate it, Pixie Fox is unlike anyone else in the world and she has no plans to stop anytime soon. That's about it. Write in the comments who impressed you the most. For more useful information, watch other videos.